Hello World Doll Day friends, this is Michael Kanadas with the Grovian Doll Museum and Carmel Doll Shop. Welcome to our special edition Upstairs Downstairs. It is my pleasure to invite you downstairs to the enchanting Susan and Lou Nunez collection, which is vast, and I hope you've brought some comfortable shoes because we're going to go look at a lot of things. But today we wanted to share some display techniques. This collection is beautifully curated and displayed. And this is a very nice size home. Some of you don't have homes of this size, but we wanted to show you that it is possible to display a collection even in a limited small space. So come on in and let your eyes wander because there's beautiful things all around. And I'm going to close this door so that we have a little quiet. But this is what I wanted to show you. This is a room that was formerly a library, and once upon a time it looked very Ralph Lauren red and green plaid, and then Susan transformed it, redecorated it. The original decorations in this room were what came with the house, and then she put her touches to it. And then it came with these built-in bookshelves, and she did some restoration to them and changed them. But what I wanted to point out, and of course this is our theme, upstairs, downstairs, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors. But what I think is fascinating about this is the shelves are of usable space are 11 inches. So I want you to see what anybody could do with a 12-inch shelf. So the backs are padded and then covered with fabric. You could use backdrops or you could use wallpaper, but it's how she's put together the tableaux. So she's used her antique miniature furniture pieces and created all of these really study groups. So here you have the Grodnertals study group, and incorporated all kinds of beautiful paper, probably English paper mache bed, some boule work, some tortoiseshell pieces, twisted wire, and miniature portraits. And then here below we have the French girls and ladies with some beautiful Armalou furniture. And at the bottom we have some just really classic, a little brew celebrating with some beautiful tufted Turkish style furniture that's hand painted. Now what is interesting is we have all these different color combinations, but the gold silk in the background is the unifying factor to keeping it from bouncing around. But Susan was in a form of the fashion industry, so color is very important. So you can see everything is color coordinated, which I think makes things easy to do. And when my camera, and then up there we have a beautiful portrait face, unusual portrait face, and a classic jumeau in the arsenic green. And then we'll move over to this side, which again, same background, same width of a shelf, but doing different combinations. So we have a blue set, and I want to point out this really large, I mean, this is a large all bisque, again, dressed in blue, and a beautiful portrait jumeau and a little bébé. Now, just like our houses should never be done, there's still room for Susan to add more items to her tableaux. And then we have kind of our earth tones, our beige and our pinks, And we've got a roamer with I believe it's a zinc body and a Clement and a little mystery fashion that's really spectacular. But this is a very tall shelf, so we're lucky that David has long arms to film this. So that's quite high up there. So the trick with the upper shelves, which dolls can look beautiful on the upper shelf, is you've got to make sure that they look good from the bottom up, because you don't want to be looking up their dresses or seeing their doll stands. So I want to take you over to this side. And again, it's a little bit of a smaller cabinet. It's not quite as wide, but again, it's very effective. And one thing about it being a little smaller with the light, it does give you a nice concentration of light. And these are all lit with the LED strips, which are do not damage the fabric. So you're not lighting it, ruining it. So I'm going to open this up, and I think we should look at the bottom, because here we have one of the wardrobe dolls, which is a French paper mache with a really wonderful wardrobe. But by having the back covered in fabric that has a padding to it, it makes a perfect place to pin up the dresses so that they show off. Because sometimes dresses, they take up a lot of room and they end up being put into trunks, and really the owners don't get to enjoy all the dresses. But this is a way that you can really enjoy all the dresses. So I'm a believer in the fabric padding on the backs of cabinets. Now you notice we didn't do the side, because really when you're looking at the cabinet, you're not really looking at the side. And we don't want to cover that because we might change the direction of the shelves. So here up, we've got kind of a contrast. We've got the pink and the purple. And what Susan's done to pull the two really kind of contrasting colors together is the floral arrangement on the drop front desk. And again, this is one that she's still actively collecting. Susan and Lou, they could put a couple more items in, a few more things on the walls. So then I think we should go up next to a wonderful little bébé jumeau in I think a spectacular chair with a beautiful, I would call that a lingerie chest. And again, another portrait type fashion doll with a spectacular dress. And this is a very small space, but there's two dolls, and there could probably be a couple of more added to it. So I think we should go up to the top floor, because we've got some court ladies, and I know the people that follow this channel have seen court ladies before, but these are two that you have not seen. And again, they could add a few more pieces could go into that display. So we'll open the last door of this segment and let you have a look. Susan and Lou have quite a few gentlemen. So we have a nice French fashion gentleman on a wooden articulated body with a lady in a spectacular commercially made costume. And this is one that in our career we've seen a few times, usually with pink bows. We've seen it with pink bows, yellow bows, and blue. And that was probably, it could be Mademoiselle Barreau. But again, we've got a nice, unusual piece of furniture, able to get a chair at it, two dolls, and we could probably fit a couple more small ones in a relatively small space. So when you say, I don't have room to do a tableau, I would like to, that's just not true. If you wanted to, you absolutely could. And down here we have painted eye LD, which are very, very Louis Deliac, which are very rare to find. And she's got her own little space, which is really highlighting her importance. But again, there could be a couple of more dolls put into that. They'd have to be a teenager or a child. And then I think we should have a look at this little setup with this spectacular Simone with these really long, stunning arms, bisque arms. And again, we're showcasing a phenomenal cylinder top desk with lovely painting and beautiful Armalou mounts, and an exceptional Armalou mirror. And the thing about those of you that go out in antique and your houses are filled, when you go to miniature, you can suddenly start collecting a whole bunch of things. And of course, she's got a gentleman collar, and then her little bébé friend. So I'm going to measure this just so that you have an idea of, so as I said, the finished shelf that is usable is 11 inches. So almost any cupboard, bookshelf, built-in is 11 inches. And, and we almost forgot those two. Again, a very unusual portrait face and a very earliest, one of the earliest marked bruise. Now they're filming differently than you'd see them in life, because if you were in life, you would be standing back and you'd get a really good view. And Susan's cabinets all have excellent viewing, way better than ours, but I just want to give you an idea of, this cabinet is only 65 inches wide, so it's not that unusual. So this upstairs, downstairs segment is just to show you that with creativity and imagination, you can create a wonderful living environment for your dolls. All right, friends, we'll be back later. Bye-bye.
Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button.